Mensa is the world's largest and oldest high IQ society. Their sole membership criterion is scoring in the 98th percentile on an approved intelligence test. In 2012, they partnered with Silverball Studios and Barnstorm Games to release Mensa Academy across Wii, PC, iOS, and 3DS, a cross-platform push that arrived a few years too late to the brain training boom of the late 2000s, characterized by Brain Age and Big Brain Academy, and a few years too early for the bloatware indie era of the digital-only eShop. Instead, it falls squarely within the last real era of physical shovelware we mainly associate with the Wii and DS. I recently purchased and played through the 3DS version of this game. Why does American Mensa Academy exist? There are 3 game modes. Play, consisting of procedural 10-question mini-games designated for each area of IQ study. Coach, where the player can select individual mini-games at their own pace. And Test, a 30-question IQ test with a 15-minute time limit. In total, the game contains 27 mini-games, ranging from selecting words in alphabetical order to memorizing a face. On a mechanical level, the format of these games on 3DS is nonsensical. It makes horrid use of the touchscreen, relegating it entirely to menuing, a clear sign that this was designed for the Wii or iOS and then poorly adapted to 3DS, in a way that makes answering questions actively more difficult. Conceptually, the minigames don't fare much better. Where Brain Age attempts to keep its players stimulated by encouraging abstract thinking and problem solving, American Mensa Academy is truly only useful if your goal is a higher score on the in-game IQ test. The pop-up book aesthetics are interesting, but fail to weave together a cohesive creative vision. Thematically, the whole package is a strange mismatch. Certain levels, like the Verbal Reasoning's Opposites minigame, are inexplicably set in a 60s space theme. The music for the IQ test itself is strangely ominous and droning. And the organ solo that plays when your score is calculated sounds like a Bach fugue being performed in an empty examination hall, juxtaposed to the jaunty Western themes that could be playing just seconds earlier. It's a jarring difference that serves no clear purpose. It feels like several teams were working in isolation, each developing their piece without ever being informed of what the others were doing or what the game was actually supposed to feel like. The cover art introduces 2 characters, an elderly, distinguished-looking man and a conspicuously over-sexualized younger woman. The man serves as the game's teacher figure. The woman is, functionally, a sexy secretary who administers the test and does little else. Mensa, as a licensing partner, would have had approval over design and marketing decisions. Whether this was a deliberate choice or something they simply failed to notice, the result is the same. Mensa seemed to agree that sex appeal was a way to move units, and their view of women wasn't exactly progressive even by 2012 standards. Neither reflects well on an organization that ostensibly values the life of the mind. It is, in short, a game that cannot decide what it is or who it's for. Its failure is total. American Mensa Academy appears to have been part of a broader effort to reintroduce Mensa to the public eye, and it failed even at that. The Wii version is notoriously one of the most expensive aftermarket titles on the platform precisely because it sold so poorly, and any bump in public interest in Mensa barely registers as a blip on Google Trends. Taking a look at current membership demographics, Boomers and Gen X make up the large majority. It didn't work as a marketing tool to bring younger generations into the fold. It didn't work as a brain training game. There is no axis on which this game succeeds. The only value that it brings is entirely unintentional. The most generous reading of American Mensa Academy is that it serves as a window into Mensa itself, and what that window reveals about the organization's values is not particularly flattering. There is no depth, no variation, no actual learning, just repeated exposure to the same pattern recognition exercises until your score goes up. It reflects the priorities of an antiquated social organization that puts entirely too much stock in a single number and truly does not care how you get there. Grind it long enough and the number moves. Whether you actually got smarter is besides the point. Any time spent thinking about this game is more intellectually enriching than playing it.